Steve-O
Yo,
sipping on some with the hot chocolate. It's cold
coffee.
outside. I know what it is. What up, Q?
What up, Kev?
Hey man, the Hawk has arrived to Chicago. Winter is here, boy. I went outside this morning with some flip flops on. Like, oh, I made a mistake to go start the car up, man.
The nerves.
I had to start the car up like 30 minutes early. But hey, the Chicago Bears might have a backfield situation with DeAndre Swift being hurt. We don't know if he's gonna play in the game, or if he does play in the game, how much he's gonna play. So that might mean more Roschon. Chicago Bulls got smacked around last night, and the Cubs made a couple of moves yesterday. We're gonna talk about all that and more right after the intro. Good morning, Chicago sports fans. Welcome to another episode of Chi-Town Sports Central, your number one spots for all Chicago sports combined. It's your boy Big Kev. We got Q and Steve-O in the building. Good morning, fellas. How y'all feeling?
I'm cool. Literally
Cold.
and figuratively.
Hey, I'm not one of those people that get cold. Like I'm warm blooded. Like my wife be like cold to the touch, and she always trying to steal my heat from me. But it was cold this morning, Jack. The other day I was standing outside when it was like 40 degrees. I had on shorts and a hoodie, and my black friends were looking at me like, "What's wrong with you, Jack? Why you still got on shorts?" I'm like, "Hey, I don't get cold."
Colonizer.
It was cold this morning, so it's still only 30 degrees right
Man, that Hawk
now.
out there, like you said.
Hey, before we get into Chicago Bulls and Bears and Cubs, University of Illinois had their first real test last night versus Alabama. And Alabama they beat the brakes off these boys. I didn't even want to watch the game after the first half. They was down 52-38. They fought though. They did fight in the second half. They almost put up 50 points themselves, but they did not have enough to overcome Alabama. Man, this dude Nelson went out there and put up 23 on their head. The rest of the guys held it down too. So it
Yeah,
was
I'm
hey.
surprised Nelson didn't. Is he a freshman? Because I thought he could have declared last year. I thought he might be a sophomore, but regardless of the fact, they got some players on Alabama. Alabama's a very talented team this year.
Grant Nelson is a senior. I'm looking at
I'm
his picture
saying,
right now. That dude look old as hell. He look like he could sell you a used car.
I was about to say, like I'm surprised he didn't leave last year because he had a pretty good season last year. So
He
maybe
trying to get
trying to
that
go win.
championship. Yeah, he trying to get
Yeah,
that championship. And then when you think about it, like, I know we talked about Dalton Connect. I talked about him a little bit on NBA Central this morning. But you looking at players that are staying longer now, hint, hint, Bronny, and they're developing and coming into the league NBA ready. So Grant Nelson probably want to, get a little stronger, learn a little bit more, and chase that championship, and then get drafted and be NBA ready when he goes to whatever team goes to.
yeah. I
Me?
did a video on NBA Central not maybe a year ago talking about like that's why I feel like there's a lot of bust coming out of colleges because they're not going to the right program or they're just not staying long enough to really develop.
And that G League Ignite stuff is like, it's not what it's all this cracked up to be. Q, you was about to
That
say
shit
something?
gone now.
Well, I was just saying, yeah, it's true. Like staying sometimes helps a lot. I mean, I don't think Bronny is a good point of that. But like Bronny could have stayed all 4 years and still not been good. But I mean
6. Yeah.
I mean, that's the thing though. There's something to be said about staying in college, learning the game, learning IQ. You see players who come out and do great, but for most people, it's about to get in that bag. You can't really complain about when it comes to getting a million versus going to school. Most people won't choose a million.
I mean, I would, but that means that you probably not gonna see the 100 million, 150 million, so on and so forth. It's a
I don't
good
think his motherfucker. The only reason he
At
go see it because his last name James.
well,
at
not
this
Bronny.
point, you might.
I'm not talking about Bronny. Bronny gonna see that anyway, but I'm talking about the bust that Steve-O mentioned.
Yeah.
They might see that first contract and then get enough money to go, buy some couple of Papa Johns, a Starbucks or two, start an entrepreneurial portfolio, but you're probably not gonna make it to that second contract. It happens a lot. All right, so moving on, man. The Chicago Bulls faced the Milwaukee Bucks last night in Milwaukee. If you recall, second game of the season. I think was it the first game for the Bulls? No, the Bulls got killed by Oklahoma City. So the second
This is
game
like
of the
our first
city.
3 games. Like, yeah.
Yeah, they beat them in Milwaukee, hit 21 threes. And last night, it was another game in which they ended up down by a lot and fought their way back into it and came close to even taking the lead. But in the fourth quarter, they got to what was it, 102 to 104? And then Milwaukee went on an 18-2 run to close the game out. Basically behind, I mean, Giannis was, the reason why they won. He had his typical stat line, 17 for 24, couple of runovers, pushing people down and getting the foul called on those people. But it was really like the Brook Lopez effect. Like Brook Lopez, every time it looked like the doggone Bulls was going to make some type of run, Brook Lopez was like, "Nah, I got this." He either hit a big three or get a big putback or get a block. And that's what really did the Bulls in. Damian Lillard had 20 and 10. Zach LaVine, he was okay yesterday, 27 points. But the real issue here, guys, is Josh Giddey, bro. Like, he not giving you nothing defensively, and when he don't give you nothing offensively, he's just a waste of space.
Worthless.
Yeah, and you heard Doris Burke mention it live. She said Josh Giddey has the only thing that he wants to do on defense is get out the way. That's what she said. That's crazy, bro. He in 26 minutes last night, which is also crazy because Ayo should have played 40 minutes last night. But in 26
The
minutes,
way he was playing, shit.
this Mog had he was 2 for 9, 1 for 4 from the field with 5 points and 3 assists and 4 rebounds. That's crazy, bro.
Yeah, it's bad. And even to your point, like I don't think no guard would have came in and did anything better because Io sucked the whole game, Kobe sucked the whole game. All our guards, but pretty much all
Yeah,
our
Zach.
guards was trash,
Zach played
except
well.
Zach. Yeah, Zach played well, but yeah, it
Maybe
was
more,
like
maybe more. My bad. Maybe more Dalen Terry minutes because he had a
that's
pretty
what
solid
that's where I
game.
was going. That's what I was going with. He every time Dalen came in, and especially it was two instances where Io and Kobe got an wide open corner shot and they missed. Dalen came right in, knocked it down, played defense. I'm like, why are you not playing the people that's clearly giving you instant impact? Just because they got the money or they know the rotation or they been here longer, don't mean they need to stay on the floor. That's why, like, when it comes to this loss, it was a multitude of reasons. It was Billy Donovan being Billy. Took forever to put Zach back in the game. He didn't come back to like 5 or 6 minutes left in the fourth,
Dumb.
which is what I predicted. I mean, it was funny. Me and C Dub at halftime, like they gonna come back, but are they gonna win? And that's what happened. And another reason why we lost, every time we couldn't get a stop for anything.
Mm-mm.
Every time we scored, we gave up a shot to Brook. Then Dame started to get a little confidence, start making sure shots down the stretch. And then thirdly, finally, I'm gonna say usually I'm not the one to point the finger at referee, but the refs was trash yesterday.
Oh
We
yeah,
only went to the line 7 times yesterday, and these motherfuckers went to the line. Let me double check.
31.
31 fucking times.
Yeah, that was bad, bro. I definitely did not like to see that. And let's not forget AJ Green coming off the bench and dominating five
Right.
threes.
We
And that
always,
kid,
but we
just the
always got to
Bulls.
give somebody. We just gave him his contract, like we just gave Isaiah Joe his contract last year.
But you're right. To your point, the refereeing was atrocious last night. Q, how did you feel about like some of the calls they had, especially for Giannis? How many free throws did Giannis take? Let me look at that real quick because that's part
14.
of Giannis took 14 free throws, and 6 of those free throws was him just flailing about,
Falling.
just
That's
falling down. Go ahead.
that's the Giannis effect. Like you see it every time we play them. Like he doesn't have to actually do anything but just run straight, and he could run into you, drop his shoulders, spin and elbow you in the face. It's still gonna be fouling you. It don't matter what you do, and that's one of those things that like you see it. Like, could you imagine if Shaq got away with some of the fouls that Giannis gets away with? Like this man just literally will run in, barrel forward, spin around with his elbows out, and be like, "Well, if they touch me, you got to call a foul." And
You better
refs,
watch out for my elbows.
that's who the refs are now though. They he got into a point as superstardom that they just call every single thing they can for Giannis, regardless. And it's annoying because you'll see times where like Vooch is getting shoved in the back,
Mm-hmm.
like elbowed in the back of the neck. Then, well, all right, you a big man, you got to take it. But Giannis runs in, it's like you put your hand on his hip, it's up,
Hey,
extra contact, got to call a foul. I mean, it's one of those things where it's not even about the Bulls game. I think it's just the refs in general when they ref Giannis needs to be addressed.
Yeah, it's
Like so,
bad. 'Cause
And
there
he
was a play where
travels a lot.
there was a play
every
where
play.
there's a play where Torrey Craig got a clean block on him. He was doing this for the jump ball at least, and they called it an outright foul.
Yeah,
Like those are
he lost control, and Terry poked the ball loose, and they called a
right,
foul.
and those are momentum changers. If you watch the post game show for the Houston Rockets game last night, in which they lost, uh,
What?
Fred Van, not the Houston Rockets, the
He called.
no, it was the Houston Rockets. Fred Van Vliet went
Houston
crazy.
didn't play yesterday.
Was
You
it
talking
last night
Monday?
or yeah, one of these games when Fred Van Vliet snapped on the referees, called him did he call him a dickhead? What did he call him? He snapped on the refs. He said, "Find me if you want to." He went
Oh yeah,
crazy
you
though.
you talking about when they lost that 1 point game against Milwaukee? Oh yeah.
No, no, no. It was recent.
That's what I'm talking about. It was 2 days. It was like a day ago.
Because he said it wasn't because, but it was crazy though. Because like he went ham on the refs, and the point is like the referees do insert themselves into the games, like they do, and they want to be seen for some reason sometimes. And poor officiating definitely changes how games go. Because you could be on a 6-0 run about to take the lead, and then you call a bad foul, and the other team, gets the momentum back. So like that type of stuff was happening to the Bulls all night last night, and a 31-7 disparity in free throws makes me wonder about that officiating crew last night. That's insane to see in an NBA game. It's like, do you want the Milwaukee Bucks to get back into contention? Because that's what it's looking like.
He's
What do you say?
he's it's always a rep that just fucked the game up.
Yep.
And
Yeah.
he literally said it just like that.
Yeah,
And
he
he was
snapped.
Fuck, like
referring to Rev Ben Taylor.
Yeah, he snapped.
he said fuck like 6 times in that interview. He did not care.
He was like,
He
"Find me."
didn't.
He said, "Find me."
In the
So
check. I
He
just
said I
made
like
100
most
million.
refs. Most refs are good. It's always that one ref that fucked the game
he,
up.
he
That's
was like,
exactly what he said.
he said, if you look at my texts, most of my texts come from him specifically, and they do tend to. Because just watching the NBA growing up, you just knew. I remember Tim Duncan got a technical for looking at one of them
Smiling.
rim. Yeah,
Mhm.
for
He
smiling.
smiled at him.
And he gave him a tech. Like, come on, bro. Like that is too far. That's the type of stuff where the president or the commissioner need to make the phone call. Like, nah, fam. Nah, you can't do that, bro. You
They
messing
need
up
to
the game.
find
Crazy.
refs.
Yeah, they do.
It's just
And you know
it's
what?
the simplest, easy fix in the world. Like if a player does something bad, you find them. If a ref does something bad or he does something stupid, well, we gonna hope that doesn't happen again.
Yep. We're gonna give you a
I
last
just thought
2 minutes
about it.
report.
So this is the same ref he went off on last year. It was
Mhm.
around March. And the ref got demoted. And he back. So apparently he ain't learned nothing.
Imagine if you're at your job and you
That's
are
a
manager,
personal
you
crime
just
too. They got
send
to
someone
investigate.
home because they smile at you.
Yeah. You
Abuse of
smiling at me,
power.
boy?
Why you smiling so hard? Go home.
It's messed up. And then to be an NBA referee is a gift in my opinion. You
Facts.
travel, you get paid a lot. You don't work 365 days out the year. Uh, I think that they want to be bigger than they are, and it's not just the NBA refs. It's referees across the sports. I've seen high school refs call technicals because people dunk too hard or you
Mhm.
celebrate too much in the end zone and so on and so forth. And it's
Or
petty.
to just make an example. Just because
Yeah.
they know who your dad is.
Yeah, like come
They
on,
do it. They
man.
do it to they're notorious for doing that to like NBA songs.
Yeah, so it is what it is. But yeah, so the Bulls took that L last night. They don't play again until what, I think Friday. They play tomorrow. Maybe they can bounce back. They do. They have been playing much better on the road. I'm not sure what they're gonna look like at the crib. But they only got one win at the crib.
We play
So
Atlanta.
Atlanta, we played Atlanta tough every time.
It is, but I'm just saying, Atlanta's the game where we play tough, but we end up losing.
I mean, we beat them. We played tough and won earlier this year against them 125-113. We were down by 20 in that game and ended up winning by 30, but by double digits because IO shows up for Atlanta pretty much every time. We will be in Atlanta.
No,
No,
we
we'll
in
be at
UC.
home. We at
Yeah,
Yeah,
home,
you see.
so
I
yeah, we
mean,
might lose.
the only reason we have a chance at Atlanta is because Trey Young gonna take at least 3 stupid shots in the fourth.
Three.
At
Oh, in the
least three
fourth.
in the fourth.
In the
In the
fourth.
fourth quarter, he gonna
There
take at
you
least
go.
3 logo unnecessary, like 18 seconds on the shot clock. He's just gonna pull up for
And
no
all I got
reason.
to say about Trey Young, I know some of y'all seen that trade package they kind of pitched out there with the Heat. Do it. I'm
Maybe
telling
Why
you,
would
that'll
you
Atlanta,
want?
do
I
it.
just. Why would
maybe
you
that'll
want
help
Trey?
him.
Why would you?
I be telling the people the same thing. It's like
I don't like.
he's
He a great
talented.
player, but like,
He's talented, but the way he plays, you have to. In order for it to work or semi work, you have to build around him a certain type of way. And with his track record, he is not somebody I want to build around. It's just not. You a cone, and sometimes you just not that smart when it comes to certain situations.
The only thing I do like about him is he's a playmaker in terms of setting his other teammates
Yeah,
up.
facts.
And he does. He try to go out there and get double digit assists. So he's not a gun, but I agree with you guys. It's a lot of empty
Yeah,
calories.
marksman rifle, huh?
Yeah, because oh my god, bro. Oh, I hate those one shot, one kill guns on Call of Duty. But hey, if you guys want to hear anything else about the Chicago Bulls, head on over to Chicago Bulls Central where Hayes is definitely holding it down. Listen, moving on to the Chicago Cubs. They made a couple of moves yesterday. They made a couple of moves over the last couple of days. They designated for assignment Adbert Alzolay. We talked about that yesterday, and then they also they designated for assignment Patrick Wisdom, who he's a beloved player. He's basically a bench player though that
You
comes
got
in a
another
spot.
P wheel.
Uh, well, he's actually, he's more like a rotational piece for them, not an everyday starter, but he does have power. He's come in and hit some home runs, some game winners, so on and so forth when they needed him. But it looks like his time with the Cubs are going to be gone. But they did go and pick up a strong bullpen piece, Q, and Eli Morgan. From the Cleveland Guardians. I want to say Cavaliers, but from the Cleveland Guardians, and that's a solid pickup. 3-0 last year with like a 1.78 ERA, I believe, and just a career of like 3.4 something ERA. And he's solid. Like, I'm not even mad at this. This is the type of person that they need in the bullpen because last season that's where things fell apart for them a lot. They lost a lot of one-run games because the bullpen couldn't hold on to leads or ties. So how you feeling about this move for the Cubs?
I feel like it's a good move. It strengthens your bullpen. I mean, he's got a great changeup. It's just one of those things where they're making small moves. I said it last time we talked about the Cubs. It's one of these things where I'm happy they're doing something. It's just going to be one of those. Do the moves they make work out in the end? They're in a place right now where they could make some moves that end up making them a way better team, or some things could fill out and we end up getting worse. So they're in the middle ground. But I think this is a great trade, great pickup. He's gonna do good. He's gonna get us some wins in the season. But it's just gonna come down to the overall: can this team gel well enough to really make a statement next year, or are we gonna kind of stay middle of the pack where we at as like a not really a championship team, but a entertaining team?
Well, I mean, the Cubs they lost the division by 10 games or so, but they missed the playoffs by just 4 games, and the benchmark for them is 90 wins. Whether you're trying to win the division or just make the playoffs with that extra wild card, it helps to get to 90 wins. Um, and I think this is the type of move that can help them get to those 90 wins. The Cubs lost like 20 something, 30 something, 20 something to low 30s one-run games, bro. It was crazy to see. It was a stretch where you just knew that they were gonna win, and it was like, nah, we ain't got we out of there. My boy says, my boy Shota Imanaga, he could have had 20 wins this past season if he either one would have pitched complete games all season, or two if the bullpen would have been able to hold on to some leads. You get a guy like this that doesn't give up a lot of runs. I'm excited to see if he can be a part of the process to getting them those 10 wins that they need to get over the hump, and I think it'll help. I definitely think it'll help. Now they're also looking at a couple that young pitcher over in Japan to bring him over. So that's something. Sasaki, I think his name is. That's something to think about. And they're also looking at another bat. to put into this lineup. Now we already know that the starting lineup, as far as the offense is concerned, is what it is. Thanks to Cody Bellinger opting back in, but I think the Cubs are doing the right thing, trying to build the type of team that that Craig Counsell wants out there.
I
Yeah, they're
hate y'all.
definitely doing the right thing. It's just, will it work? That's always the question with Chicago teams.
I
Is
hope it don't.
look, I was on y'all side last episode. I literally said even if the Cubs make all these moves, they still might not have as good of a season as the Sox. As far as Sox fans get to have nothing but upside. It don't matter what y'all do. You're gonna have a better season than last year. So
Hopefully,
you get to go up regardless. So
hopefully.
the Cubs can
Mm,
somehow not
You
mesh. And
said we got nothing but hope. The hope, like I just told you, when it comes to any franchise in sports, when I say there's no light and no tunnel, it's the White Sox.
I mean, because
I don't
like
see nothing.
I can really see the White Sox saying "Hold my beer" with what you just said, my guy. You talking about there's
We
no
can't get
way,
worse.
right? Oh, we can't get worse. All right, we gonna lose 130 games next year. What you talking about? So we'll see though. They have been making some good moves though. Like the managerial selection they made was a solid one. I definitely like that. And then the bench coach that they just got for the White Sox is also a solid selection for them. He's been working with the Brewers for the last 9 or 10 seasons. And it's all about analytics with baseball. If you can just tweak this, if you can just improve that, just the little things, because baseball is literally the only sport where failure is success. If you succeed 30% of the time, that's successful. So that is what it is. All right, if you guys want to hear anything else about Chicago Cubs or Chicago White Sox, head over to Chicago Cubs Central or Chicago White Sox Central, with me, Steve-O, Hayes, and Big Mike is holding it down for the Chicago Cubs over there. No news for the Chicago Sky. Just everybody just, paying attention to whatever Angel Reese does in the offseason.
Yeah, they dropped the unrivaled. Um,
Trailer.
they dropped the rosters. We know the
Oh, okay.
rosters now.
Okay. Who she rocking with?
She got
Okay.
um, Kelsey Gray, Lexi Hall. Who else? Kelsey Gray, Lexi Hall. Um, who else I'm missing? Oh, Kalia Copper. Got Kalia Copper on that joint.
Ooh, I miss
Yeah,
her.
like it's a tough team. And one more person. Let me double check.
You know what? I'm
She
I'm actually really excited to see this because this is where she's gonna have to really work on her post game.
Azare Stevens.
Okay,
Yeah.
nice. She's really gonna have to work on her post game, and we're gonna see because then you
But
ain't gonna.
wait, but I gotta tell you. So yeah, everybody know this unrivaled. This whole rival is through Stewie and Nafisa Collier. Stewie cheating. Let me just tell you her team. She got Rakia Jackson,
Okay.
rookie, one rookie. She got Aaliyah Edwards, another good rookie. And this one is the stars team. She got Drew Lloyd. She got, mind you, Phil Handy's their coach. That's their coach as well. She got Jewel Lloyd. She got who else she got? Let me double check. She got Jewel Lloyd. She got Dejanay Carrington. And she got is that Enrique? Ogumawale?
uh, she sound like she
Yeah.
get a lot of rebounds.
She got everybody. She got everybody on her team. And Courtney Vandersloot.
Oh no,
So
it's gonna be fun to watch.
yeah. But
hey, she
these
could actually.
team stacks, they got some good coaches. Definitely stay tuned in because it's gonna be a fun summer to watch, and it's in Miami.
It's
It's also
it's
gonna be fun to see all the haters.
Hmm.
that's it's this what's this half court, right? 3-on-3.
Yeah, half court 3-on-3. Yep.
Oh yeah. So at the end of the day, it's 3-on-3 is different. I don't care who you got out there. 3-on-3 is a different approach to basketball. Players can play way above their station. You can have you can have Curry, Durant, and Kobe out there, and 3-on-3 is just a different approach to basketball. I'm not saying that
And
they
the
would
thing
lose.
is, you on the island by yourself. So that's where
Exactly.
your work in the off season, and you gonna not only that, it's a way to really work on your offensive and defensive too independently.
Yeah, and it's really pick and roll, pick and pop galore. And
Yeah,
if you don't switch properly, or if you don't go under the screen properly, you're giving
well,
up
it's
a lot
bad.
of layups, a lot of open shots. You can't hide behind your best defenders. You can't hide behind the refs. You can't hide behind fast breaks. None of those things. So even with Stewie putting together that type of team, it's going to be an entertaining league. I think a lot of some of these teams are going to surprise even her even her. Watching the Big Three taught me that. In watching the 3-on-3 tournament in the Olympics taught me that it don't matter who's out there. The USA team got throttled by a bunch of Home Depot
Yeah,
workers.
but I will say, Team Phantom need to look out. They got Marina, they got Brittany Griner, Tiffany Hayes, Jackie Young, and Marina Maber, and Satu.
Yeah, it's gonna be fun. They start what in January,
Yep.
and of course, the golden child ain't participating, right?
No.
That's good though. I'm glad because it'll just put the emphasis and the spotlight on the rest of the girls as opposed to just trying to see
Yeah.
what she up to.
There he is again, trying to
Facts.
get us canceled. Just, I just we gonna
They
stop
go
having a
that ain't a
podcast.
cancel. They just gonna arrive in droves.
Everything you say about not having they who may not be named in anything
Right? I didn't even say
will
no
immediately
name.
will immediately.
That's the thing. You know that. So you said they the fact that you know you can't say her name.
I didn't even say her
You don't
name.
got to. You don't got to.
You don't got
They know. They gonna be like, I heard this thing. I found this clip. Some random person
You're
on Twitter
always
gonna be
trying to
like, Hey,
slay
I
her.
found this weird clip from this podcast talking shit about her. Look,
All I was saying was that the WNBA could stand alone for now. And I think that this will help. People that's also trying to brighten their own stars without, uh, you know, never mind, man. You light skinned people, boy. I tell
I'm trying to. I like doing this in the morning. Okay, the logo right there. I'm not trying to. I'm not trying to get. You gonna
All
say
right.
something in my face? Gonna be associated with it. I'm trying to be smart.
Last topic of the day: the Chicago Bears are looking forward to this game versus the Minnesota Vikings, who are 0-2, but definitely beatable. Um, that zone defense for the Bears, though, man, Justin Jefferson is going to be licking his chops. But the point is, not Roschon, your boy
Swift.
DeAndre Swift is hobbled right now. He's been playing well since the first 3 weeks of the season. He's been pretty solid for the Chicago Bears, despite the offensive coordinating. And then last game he broke off for another long run for a touchdown to give the Bears the lead. But he's a little injured, so it's a chance that he might not even play. But even if he does play, what does this mean for Roschon Johnson, for Rojo?
Means I get to
It's
watch my
really
favorite
go
player.
ahead. Go ahead.
That's my favorite player on the team. I can't wait. Just watch him run. Powerful runner. Can run down the middle. Makes plays. Extends plays. Like this is gonna be a chance for him to show what he can do. I think even ever since he's been drafted, we've been looking at him like he could be a good running back, and he always gets put in positions where he can't get used a lot. This is that moment. They gonna if Swift doesn't play or he plays limited, they're gonna be like, you are the one who needs to step up. So he's gonna get a lot of touches. He's gonna have to show what he's worth. But I think he's up for the task. Like I said, my favorite player on the Bears right now, other than just because of his name, he's he's a hardworking player.
Yeah, I think this is the game to show this coaching staff. Oh, we got a real bell. What's it? Bell cow.
Yeah,
What's the what? Yeah,
yeah.
bell cow running back. We got a
Hmm.
real three down every like run in between the tackles. What we've been using with Swift the whole time type of player. Like to me, like I remember I got this old argument like because people thought I was slighting Thomas Brown because I was like I didn't see enough Rojo. What do you mean? He got 10 touches. I'm like he should have 25. Like what are we talking
Hmm.
about? Like, but at the end of the day, like I mean, to know that it's a growing injury from DeAndre Swift is not really good news because you injure your growing, it's almost like a hamstring. The best medicine is healed and just sitting and resting. So that's probably something he gonna have to deal with for the remainder of the year. So I couldn't imagine him sitting out completely. Now I'm not too good excited because if I'm not mistaken, after Roschon is Travis Homer.
Mm.
I don't really want him to be my second running back, but You gotta do what you gotta do. So I think the best thing we go ahead is let Rojo get his time to shine, and let's just pray he don't get a concussion because we know he like to lower
That's
that head and lay the boom.
That's what I'm talking about. Can he play measured football? And I don't think so. He's the Crash Bandicoot of the Chicago Bears. That dude trying to run through walls, people, anything that's in his way, he's trying to run through it. And I just don't want him to go out there and get hurt in the process, because and then he's going to have to get spelled. I want to see DeAndre Swift out there because I do not want to see Travis Homer on the field at all. And it just makes it takes you back to the Khalil Herbert situation. Like, you could really use a Khalil Herbert right now.
Now,
Yeah.
yeah.
Mhm.
So it's just one of those things. Another boneheaded decision for the Chicago Bears, in my opinion, because
Or
you
you
fired the
could be
offensive coordinator that didn't want to use Khalil Herbert, and then first you get rid of Khalil Herbert, and then you fire the person that didn't want to use him. That's such a Bears thing to do, bro.
or all right, our GM could be a GM and go find a running back off the street like any other organization would do. But I digress.
Yeah, it is what it is. So if Roschon is out there for the majority of the running plays, what type of game are you guys expecting from him?
I'm expecting at least 80 yards, 80 yards on the ground. Um, I'm expecting. For one, I'm expecting their whole attitude on online and the game calling to change because I feel like with him being in the backfield, you just naturally got to be a little bit more aggressive. So that's really what I'm expecting. And I'm a little bit more happy because on them downs, we all know that DeAndre Swift ain't the best pass blocker. Rojo is a way better pass blocker. So when it comes to those chips that we need. Not saying DeAndre can't, because there's times where he have saved Caleb in a lot of situations, but Rojo can save him way more than Swift can. So that's another thing I look forward to.
True, true,
Yeah, I
true.
definitely think. Personally, I mean, it's probably biased. I think he's gonna get over 100 yards. Um, I think that the Bears this
He's
season have
capable.
shown they can run down the middle. He's your best person to do that. And
Facts.
if you're going to continually give him the ball, wear teams out, and let him actually continually do it over and over again, I think it can be big for him. Um, Hopefully, he gets one big run for some confidence. I feel like I haven't seen him his entire career at this point have a really good, like, 20, 25 yard run where it looks great. It's just always right at the goal line.
Hmm.
But giving him some confidence, let him know he could be this type of back. I definitely think, I mean, it's not as good as Swift, but he can still catch the ball. So you still got to check down there. But it's just playing good, letting the offensive line let him really charge them up, put some blocks like they did last game, and really put their heads down too. I think he'll play a good game. I think he'll open up some eyes. People will know who he is. Um, and as far as, like you said, with blocking for Caleb, I think Caleb will feel a little bit more comfortable with that as well. Having somebody he can
Especially
kind
with
of
all the
trust to be
blitz
back
he's about
there.
to see.
Yep. So having a bigger body, someone who's not afraid to get hit, being back there to protect you is going to be a good thing for his mental. Yeah, it's going to be one of those games. It's going to be either he's going to shrink or he going to show you exactly what everybody say he is going to be a star player from his college.
Yeah, I mean, I'm excited to see him get extended look, because he's yet to get one. He didn't get one last season, pretty much, and then this season it's just been coming in to spell Swift. So I'm excited. Hopefully Swift is okay. But if he's not, let's get a good look at Roshan.
I think we'll find out today. Wednesday we always find out. So
It's Thursday.
oh, Thursday. Well, we should have known. Well, I mean, I feel like he was out yesterday. So if he's out 2 more days, I think he's gonna try to be a game time decision. Especially if they like, I can see it in a world there's a day where they have a couple plays for him just to realize, okay, you got a growing injury. We're not gonna have you trot out there. You're gonna be the second down type of back. We're gonna use you in screens, passing, and just in case we need to do a toss, get ready. That's
Hmm.
why I think the mindset should be when it comes to Swift this Sunday. And unless he just cannot go.
Okay. All right, man. If y'all want to hear anything else about the Chicago Bears, head on over to Chicago Bears Central. And of course, we mentioned the Sky earlier. Head over to Chicago Sky Central. Just any Chicago team that you follow that you're interested in, just type the word Central behind it, and we got you covered. And of course, we also have the Shy Boys podcast with the Cognac Boys, C Dub and Bobby. They do great live calls for every Chicago Bulls game and daily content. And then the NBA Central, we definitely hold it down over there for all NBA news. All right, y'all. Y'all got anything else for the game?
Pray, and just to mess with Bulls fans, Alex Caruso had 17 points last night.
That's
That's
one time.
Like I said, I don't feel bad because
No,
he was like,
he-
we let him go for Giddy. I'm like, he just would have been on the Bulls depressed.
Yeah,
I'm happy for him. He looks really happy in
Yeah.
OKC. They working, but it's just sad to see Giddy ain't doing nothing. We could at least got something back for him. Like, damn.
we didn't get no pick. That's what bothered me the most. But
Yeah, you could have got a
Giddy,
pick. Bro.
yeah. All right, y'all. We're gonna holler at y'all next time. Peace.